It was in 1969 that Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin walked on the surface of the moon, but Belgian comics superstar Hergé had already sent his heroes, Tintin, Captain Haddock, Professor Calculus, and others, to the moon 15 years before that. That's because Destination Moon and Explorers on the Moon were published in 1953 and 1954, respectively, each having been serialized first. In fact, here's a little cartoon that Hergé drew showing Tintin and his friends greeting Neil Armstrong as he stepped off the Apollo 11 shuttle. This two-part story is a fan favorite, with many Tintin readers, including some friends of this channel, considering this their favorite Tintin adventure. And it's not hard to see why. These two books comprise a great adventure. It's full of scientific detail, both in the art as well as the plot, but also contains some great comedy, from Captain Haddock and Professor Calculus's interactions to the buffoonery of Thomson and Thompson. Even when confined to locations for extended periods of time, this story finds a lot to explore, but then obviously also expands outwards, going further than any Tintin adventure has gone into space and onto the moon. And even there, it spins great stories out of alcohol in space and how much oxygen and whether you can smoke in there or not, and a return of Thomson and Thompson's affliction from Land of Black Gold, and a whole bunch of other things. For all these reasons and more, this adventure becomes a very signature one, not just for fans who probably have this as one of the most recognizable adventures Tintin and his friends have been on, but also within the world of Tintin, where Tintin, Captain Haddock, Professor Calculus are known as the first men on the moon, and Professor Calculus's scientific reputation goes through the roof because he's the person who enabled this to happen. And the fact that it still held up more or less scientific accuracy wise when the actual moon landing did happen adds to the evergreen nature of this story. And so in 2019, the 50th anniversary of the moon landing, we have from publishers Egmont a brand new edition of these stories in the form of Tintin on the Moon, a hardcover 2-in-1 edition collecting Destination Moon and Explorers on the Moon. This hardcover is exactly the same size as the regular Tintin albums. It has a tiny difference in height, but that's all in the binding, not in the page size. It feels exactly as hardy and robust as the other Egmont Tintin hardcovers do, and of course, because it's only covered once, is thinner than the two hardcovers put together. Tintin on the Moon does give us a new cover, that of Tintin lassoing a drifting Captain Haddock from Explorers on the Moon, and the back is solid red with a quote in French from Hergé and translation in English, unlike the other albums which usually feature covers of all the Tintin adventures. The end pages are a similar red both in the front and the back, keeping that red and white motif to match the rocket ship that takes them to the moon, and the book jumps straight into Destination Moon. There's no special introduction or notes. This is not a special edition. This is just what is referred to as a 2-volume bind-up with no extras at all. The pages to me feel really good. It's a little different from the glossier pages of the regular hardcovers. This feels more mattish and more grainy in some ways, which is quite pleasing. The colors look very bright, and it stays a fantastic experience reading this. When we get to the middle of the book, where Destination Moon ends, we start straight away with Explorers on the Moon. We don't even get the cover. We just get the full title page, and you're on with the second part of the story. The very end is exactly like the beginning. You have the end and your end pages. No extras, notes, notations, or anything of that sort. So this is just a very convenient and handsome volume collecting in hardcover these two adventures. For people who already own Destination Moon and Explorers on the Moon, this isn't going to be anything new at all. But if you don't have these two adventures in hardcover, this could be a very good option instead of buying them separately. It does save you some shelf space by consolidating them into one set of binding. So if you have these in tattered paperbacks the way many of us do, this is a good option for an upgrade. If you are putting a Tintin collection together, you could consider getting this instead of two separate books. It might save you a little money. This edition does cost more than two paperbacks put together, but is cheaper than two hardcovers put together. Of course, you could be the kind of collector who loves everything Tintin and wants this cover and this back cover in spite of having these two. So if you are looking to add the story to your collection, or if you're interested in upgrading to a hardcover, or you're just interested in a new edition of Tintin in English, and I can't think of any reason not to buy it, unless you were to get it for free, which brings us to our very first giveaway on For the Love of Comics. For those of you who have watched this far, I'm not advertising this giveaway in the description, in the title, or in any other form. We've just hit 2,000 subscribers just before I started shooting this video, and Penguin India, the distributors of Egmont here in India, have given me a copy to give away to one lucky viewer. Now, the problem obviously is international shipping is very expensive. It might almost be the price of the book, but I know I have viewers from all across the world and I don't want to leave anyone out. So this giveaway is open to anyone in the world. It might take me a little while to figure out how to get it to you in the cheapest way possible, but if you're a viewer and fan of this channel, you're eligible for this giveaway. So here's a little bit about the rules of the giveaway. First of all, leave a comment below on this video starting with my favorite Tintin is, and then tell me which one it is. And if you have never read any Tintin, say the Tintin I'm most interested in is. This will get you an entry into the competition, but also not give away the secret giveaway for anyone else who's just casually going through the comments. And the other thing I'd like you to do is comment on one other video of mine. In that comment, I want you to say, this is the video that made me subscribe to For the Love of Comics. All comments made by the 21st of September will be entered into the drawing. A friend of mine will be generating a random number, picking that number comment that starts with the line I asked for in this video, and then searching for that username's second comment on another video. Once both comments have been located in that way, that person will be declared the winner, and I'll have a brief video announcing that. As regular viewers know, I've never done a giveaway before, and it's not really my intention to try to gather subscribers by giving away comics. I certainly can't afford to ship things all over the world, but 2,000 subscribers is more than I ever hoped for, and I'm really happy to have this opportunity to try and have a giveaway. So there you have it. Comment below, comment on another video, the one that made you subscribe to this channel, and good luck. This has been For the Love of Comics. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you at the next video.